Hey everybody, John Granato and AJ Hoffman here. I'm on in the mornings on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. He's on in the afternoons on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Hit subscribe so that you get all of our content every day right here at SportsMap HOU. Let's talk some Rockets basketball. AJ, did you see the footage of the altercation outside of the strip club in Miami? Sterling Brown, blood everywhere. It's unbelievable. And Kevin Porter Jr. is there, and he's given the business to the cops. Now, the cops took the audio out, but now KPJ, he reportedly stepped in to help Brown. Brown apparently walked into a Sprinter van that wasn't the one that they were going, and there's some guys beat him up and cut him with a bottle and everything else. We know that Kevin Porter Jr. has had issues before. Is this an issue, or because he's out and he's getting into an altercation here or helping out or do you feel better about Kevin Porter Jr. because he stepped in and helped his teammate?
I mean, I don't know if there's a right answer on this one. There's obviously, it's nice that he stayed back and helped his teammate because no one talks about, it probably wasn't just those two guys there, and none of the other guys who left 20 minutes earlier got no trouble from this thing. So Kevin Porter Jr. hangs around the scene, helps out his guy. I guess that is a positive, but it just goes back to the overall negative of like, what were these guys thinking? What were they all thinking?
Right. Well, the other guys, yeah. I mean, I think there were 3 other guys there. That was the initial report, and they got, it's impossible to find out who those guys were because no one could have possibly any idea who else was at the strip club until 7 in the morning. By the way, 7 in the morning on game day. Now, I don't know that there is any leadership right now on the team, but that certainly isn't a good look for this ball club, is it?
Well, I mean, listen, the truth is I believe in that locker room now, they have the same belief that we have that this team is just not a real NBA basketball team. They're just playing out the string here. I understand it. I would understand being in their situation saying, what's the worst that's going to happen tomorrow? We're going to get our asses kicked. Big deal. Yeah. That's going to happen anyway. So let's just go have some fun. I kind of get where they're coming from. It isn't a great sign long-term of the leadership of this team. But when you really think about that, if this team is going to ever be good again, who of these guys is really going to play a key role in it? It doesn't seem like there's any of them.
Well, Kevin Porter is supposed to be a cornerstone. Sterling Brown, not so much. And who knows who else was there. But here's the thing is that we probably, if we would have, we'd be like, really, James did that? Oh, wow, James did that while he was here? While they were winning 65? Wow, James did that? And I've heard stories about Michael Jordan before games. I just can't tell some of them. But here's the deal. Those guys were good. That's the difference. When these guys are winning, then it's going to be okay. This is going to be acceptable behavior. Right now, not so much.
Yeah, I don't know when they're going to start winning, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, we're in a really weird situation here where, if this team was about to head into the playoffs, we'd be sitting here going, oh, man, what is happening with these guys? What are they doing? But because they've got no hope, go have fun, guys. Try to live your best life because you're not winning games. And honestly, is the fan in me is saying, man, why don't you guys stay out till 8 a.m. so you could play even worse? Let's make sure we get this top 5 pick.
Well, let me make sure. Are you going to watch the Rockets or the draft tonight? Which one do you think rates higher?
I think the draft may rate slightly higher. The Rockets game of the year the other night against the Timberwolves, which gave them a 3-game cushion over the Wolves and basically locks up a top 4 spot. That's probably the last Rockets game I'll need to watch in full this year.